Guys, I have 5 golf tips in this video that's going to help you break 85. Like proper golf tips, not like these. So yes, that's the reason why you should buy a pencil with an eraser on the end, so you can rub out that 5 and stick a 4 on it. So quite simply, if I hold this, I break 85, I shoot an 84. So just don't miss it. Can I borrow that pencil rubber? So Big Al's first tip to breaking 85 is, well, it's a word you hear a lot, but do you do it properly? How beautiful does it look out here at Lisbon Golf Club today? Absolutely stunning. We get to the 5th hole, which is a dead straight par 4. Now, lots of information I can get from my shot scope watch right now, and that's distance. We've got 355 to the centre, 373 to the back, 337 to the front now. Unless we're feeling extremely beefy, I'm definitely not today. So that information is not irrelevant. We know how far the hole is, but that information is going to become more important the closer we get. We need information a lot closer to home. So we're stood on the 5th here. I can see bunkers, but I've got no idea without some sort of measuring device how far those bunkers actually are. So a great way to update with ShotScope is now we've got hole maps, so I can actually see that these bunkers are a bit of trouble if I want to play an iron. We need to hit it over 256 yards to get over the bunkers. So this is just simple course management that without, you know, especially course knowledge, you wouldn't know that that's there. Okay, that'll work. That will. That's your 250 yard bunker. Yeah, that was hit. So as far as course management and hole hazards are concerned, that one wasn't exactly difficult. We just needed to get past a particular distance or short of the bunkers to make us, well, allow us to shoot the best possible score. But for me, it's even more important on approach shots, like the par 3-6 here at Lisbon. So my shot scope says 147 to the centre. The pin looks like it's favouring the back, so 162 back. But the vital thing here to help you break 85 is the big miss, I like to call it, the Big Al miss. Now this pin is favouring the right hand side, which brings a bunker into play. This gives us a lot of area to work with on the left hand side. Now we're only human, we want to go pin seeking, but imagine that pin's not there and you've just got to hit the green. The chances are we're going to 2-putt. We've got a better chance of 2-putting from the green, making a par, than we have from the green side on the right or on the left. That's a fact. So with that in mind and my draw, I'm going to go just left of the pin, which should draw back to centre, should hopefully eliminate both bunkers. A little like that. Right, let's go see where that's ended up. I think it's very safe, but it's dead centre. Absolutely perfect. We could have probably done with another club. That's on me, a bit of breeze into there, but in terms of direction and where we wanted to go, avoiding the bunkers, playing off of something, that's the course management. And hopefully we can 2-putt par. A much better chance than being in the sandpit like David Hasselhoff. Better chance. Woo! But I think course management for me is knowing your game. You've got to get to know yourself, you know, a bit of inner talk. You're handsome, Al. Thanks. But this hole's a perfect example for my weaknesses and strengths. Again, course management comes well into play. This is a dogleg right, which if you know my golf game, if I stood on my head, it's a perfect hole. But we're not. It's left to right, and I play right to left. So if I hit driver with a natural shape, we're going to be playing into these trees. So I need something that's going to be a bit more neutral in flight. So we go back to something like a 2-iron. If I'd have hit that shot shape with a driver, we'd be in a lot of trouble. Now I haven't, I've hit an iron, I'm okay. So you're probably thinking, all right, Al, that's great, but how is that going to help me break 85? Well, I'm going to give you 2 pictures, one of which is a landing area of my driver, the other one is the iron that we played, and you tell me which one you think you're going to score best from. Now the next tip, it's all right having all this information, investigating a hole like Sherlock Holmes, but if you are struggling to keep it on the planet, it doesn't really matter what information you've got, and this is where we've got to acknowledge and say, look, it might be time to do something about this. I'm at this particular point right now to show you my big weakness. But yes, my pitching is one of my weaknesses, if not it's putting. But that doesn't just get better overnight, that's something I've got to work on. So the next tip is of course lessons. Now you're probably going to say that's obvious, lessons. Well, yes, but just having a lesson in itself could be a problem for some people. Nervous, scared, I don't want to shank it. Or you just haven't got the time or you just can't be bothered to go. If that's the case, so Swingtweaks. Come on. It's a free app on Google Play and App Store. All you need to do is download the app, send your swing down the line and face on to a PGA professional who will get back to you within a few hours, giving you full video feedback with loads of drills to use as well to get better and get rid of those faults for the cost of a sleeve of balls. Don't believe me, the link is down below. Thank me later. But whether it's a physical lesson or a swing tweak, you've got to work on it. So practice with lesson is very important. You've got to practice what you work on. One lesson doesn't just fix it, it's like anything. Put it another way, it's like learning to drive. You get shown once, you're not expected to be able to drive completely from the first time of being shown. Do you know what I mean? So roundabout, coming up out. So it's called a straight about. Is he all right? He's all right, apparently. Now you need a minimum of like 30, 40 hours of driving to even be capable of driving on your own. So why should golf, that's even harder than driving, I will say that, be any different? Last time I played this hole, I shanked it into that tree. I was about here. But a lot of golfers that have lessons usually walk out hitting it probably worse than they did when they went in. It's because this is what you need to do. You're still not doing it properly. You've got to spend the hours to then, you know, get it in the system. So many people that just expect to hit it better overnight, but you need a lot of time in this game. And that's the result of my swing tweak. So that's what the face feels like. Now the next tip on Big Al's Guide to Breaking 85, I love that ring, so good, is having a Mr. or Mrs. Reliable in the bag. We all need someone reliable in our lives. Harry Potter had Dumbledore. Yeah, but Dumbledore died, it's probably not the best example. Now what Big Al means by that is we need something that we know we can get in the air at a reasonable distance even during the darkest of rounds. And again, that's something even the best players in the world have, something to fall back on. You hit the driver sideways, we need a golf club that's going to get us in play. But that doesn't necessarily mean just from the tee. For here, for example, I've just duffed 5 wedges, let's just say, you know, hypothetically. This is quite a bare lie, it's Chunk City. I'm just going to get a little pitching wedge, bump one up and give myself half a chance and almost hole it. But again, that's just weighing up the percentages. It's not been working. Let's dial it back to something that's, you know, warm and cuddly. Okay, this one might seem a bit obvious to you, all right, but each one of these clubs here, they go different distances. But honestly, it's crazy to me how many golfers I've played with that can capably shoot mid-70s that have no idea how far they hit each golf club. Not a foggiest. Not a Scooby-Dooby-Doo, which I think's wild. If you wanted to break 85, you've obviously got the fundamentals there to get yourself around a golf course to consider shooting an 85. So it's very important now. There's no point being punished for hitting a good shot and you've got the distances wrong. To give you an example, my clubs here, I've probably had about 10 to 15 gap tests this year. Because I've had swing changes, which is changing trajectory, changing spin rates, going further, going shorter. Not to mention the weather. Soggy weather, damp, humid, it's all going to go different distances, so it's mad. I think one of the biggest services that should be overused are gap tests. We should be knowing exactly how far we've got each clubs, and what deems useless are range-finders and GPS devices, which give you absolute pinpoint yardages, yet you don't really know how far you hit that. It's wild, it's wild. Big Al says go and get a gap test. No matter what handicap or what you're trying to break in terms of score, it will save you so many shots because you're trying to hit this perfect swing, but when you do, it's still not going to be in a great place because you've got the wrong club. The game's hard enough. So book locally, get a gap test and get them to print out a little bag tag, very legal, and stick it on your golf bag knowing exactly how far you hit each club. Then use your rangefinder, then use your GPS, and you will be all over it. Now, some of these tips have been pretty obvious, and that's the scary part. I've been very guilty of missing a lot of these myself, hence why I need to reiterate how important they actually are. So easy to foresee something so obvious. Why have I got 2 gloves? Tip number 5, wear 2 gloves. But sometimes it's the obvious stuff or things that you just think didn't really make that much of a difference, but I can guarantee the tips we've had so far will make a difference if you do them properly. Right, I'm going to absolutely marmalise this. 446 yards. Let's see how far we can get down there whilst we discuss tip number 5. That's left side, but that's big. That's big. Course management should have hit an iron. What an idiot. Now, tip number 5, I've been very guilty of, especially well, for me, it's what hindered my junior progression. I had a lovely home golf course over Rufford Park in Nottingham, and I loved it that much I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to try any other golf courses whatsoever, which is great, you know, that's the reason you become a member, that's where you play the majority of time. But it's so easy to get stuck in a rut playing the same old golf courses where you play golf in autopilot mode. Your third hole, you know exactly what club to hit because you used it last week, the week before, the week before. What happens when all of a sudden you've never played a golf course before and you've been thrown loads of distances, hazards, you've got to play a certain shot shape, you are thrown in the deep end. Forgot my clubs. So for me, getting out there, exposing yourself to other layouts, different grass, different conditions, different courses, different links, could be parkland, could be links, could be whatever it is. This tip for me is so underestimated. Like I say, you're just within your comfort zone, playing with your mates, your members that you've met over there. But as soon as you get into an open event, the wheels fall off, your bumhole starts squeaking. Can I say that on YouTube? We just did. And that's when I realised, and that's what I realised when I was a high teen handicapper. I was a high teen handicapper around said home golf course. As soon as I played in any open event or somewhere else in a junior comp, I wasn't a high teen golfer. You have actually got to be kidding me. I don't actually want to go any closer because I might vomit. What is that? Oh my goodness, this has got broken shaft written all over it. Shall we do a bit of it? We'll do a lefty. See, I'm a victim of course management. You see, you just hit an iron. Done that before. But that doesn't stop you playing at your home base. You become a member for a reason, you play there. But I've said at certain times that play off different tees at your home course. Play different clubs into holes that you've, you know, never thought of doing before. Really expand that imagination of yours. And honestly, I guarantee you that'll be like a key to Narnia's door. Has Narnia got a door? Yeah, a key to the Narnia door, the Witch in the Wardrobe door, to breaking H5. I thought I had that, poppets. It's quite a firm green and then you've got the thickest grass, so it's almost impossible to stop it. Hey, stop it in the hole. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. First of all, give that Swingtweaks a go. Promise you, it's game changing. If you don't have the time or you just don't want to go for an in-person lesson, try it. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I've got so many tips. There could be a couple of parts to this. Comment down below if you did enjoy it. But the final tip that I'm going to leave you on is enjoy yourself. That is my number one. I would say that, you know, if I included it in the 5, it's a bit like, really? But it's true. If you start taking it too seriously, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. Your game does start to wobble a wee bit. So just enjoy yourself, manage those expectations, as we said earlier. And like my philosophy with the channel, I just go out and enjoy myself. That's what I want the whole channel to be like. So come and join us if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button and I'll see you next time. And good luck breaking 85.